hot outside.
Well, thank goodness it's air-conditioned in here. Good morning, Diana, Bobbie.
Good morning.
Wow, this is quite a crowd. Good morning. How are you all today?
We all is doing just fine.
Not too bad.
Jeff, I'll check in.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, I'll check in.
Has Edward and Alan Quartermain come in yet?
Oh, yes. Steve, both of them are upstairs in your office waiting for you.
Oh, wonderful.
How's everything been going today?
Well, so far, so good.
All right,
Audrey,
just a minute,
thank
I'll be right there.
Come on.
All right,
That
all
was
right.
very
Jeff,
important.
stop the
Yes,
elevator.
thank you very much. All right. Bobbie, I'll take over for you.
Oh, thank you, Ann. Okay, listen, I am going to take my break now, so if anybody wants me, I am going to be in the cafeteria. Okay.
Bobbie, wait up. You're just the lady I wanted to see.
Who, me?
Yes, you, ma'am.
Oh, well, that's very good because I'm just about to take my break.
Oh, good. Well, I'll buy you a very good cup of coffee on your break, if I may.
Okay, I never turned down a free cup of coffee.
Okay. Hi, Diana.
Hi, Joe. Nice to see you, Joe.
Ann.
Oh, good morning, Joe. Listen,
How was Jeremy this morning?
he was sleeping before I left. I wanted to thank you so much for last night. You have no idea how much I appreciate
Well, I was
it.
just very glad to be able to help.
It really meant a lot to me, Joe. I mean, at least I know now what the problem is, and Jeff and I can decide what to do about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure that the two of you will be able to figure out exactly what the right thing is to do. Bobbie, shall we go?
Yeah, let's go. Dr. Cunningham, call the 7th floor nurse's desk.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Audrey.
How are you both this morning?
Well, we're just fine. Sorry to be making such an early call.
Oh, it's perfectly all right. I've asked Dan Rooney to join us. I assume we're going to talk about the fundraising party.
Yes, I'd like to get everything pinned down.
Sounds like quite an exciting occasion.
Well, just so it turns out to be a successful one.
Come in.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
Hello,
Dan.
Hello, Dan. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Steve told me there was a party meeting here this morning. I told him it almost sounded subversive.
Dan, I thought it might be a good idea for you to tell them about the directive.
Oh, yes, we've put out an official hospital directive to all the doctors on the staff, telling them that they're expected to be here on Thursday night at the party. So far, we haven't had any refusals.
That's wonderful, Dan. I thank you both.
Well, as you said, it's a good idea to present a unified front for these occasions. Now, tell me, how's your guest list coming along?
Well, we've been busy calling people. Everybody's accepted so far, though it's been rather short notice for some people.
I think it's going to be a very gala evening.
Oh, it sounds marvelous.
And I'm hoping that Monica will be in attendance as well.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, we were delighted to hear that.
I'm hoping for a reconciliation, actually. As a matter of fact, I think I can safely say that Monica and I are going to be getting back together again.
Well, I can't think of anything nicer. I'm delighted for both of you.
Thank you. But I would appreciate it if you wouldn't say anything to Monica at the moment.
You mean she hasn't heard about it yet?
Oh, she's heard, but of course she's very sensitive on the subject because our relationship is very delicate at the moment.
Well, you don't have to worry about Audrey or me saying anything, or Dan.
No, except to give you our very best wishes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Marriages that endure have to go through some rough stages, right? But a real Quartermain sticks with it. I feel quite confident that Monica will stay with Alan.
Well, I certainly want to thank you both for what you're doing. The hospital board is very appreciative, believe me.
Thank you. Well, we'll keep you up on all the details for the fundraising party.
All right, Alan, if you want to stop by my office on the way out, I'll give you an update on our list of past contributors to special projects.
That would be super. Thank you, and we'll see you later.
Yes, of course. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You take care, Audrey.
Thank you, the same to you.
Once again, thanks for everything.
Well, who's going to say it, you or me?
Say what?
Steve, what is going on? I mean, Rick Weber asked for a leave of absence for himself and Monica Quartermain so they get married and go on a honeymoon. And now Alan Quartermain says there is some hope of a reconciliation. What is going on?
In the words of a wise old philosopher, my dear, I see no gossip, hear no gossip, and speak no gossip.
Dan Rooney's directive to the entire staff. Huh?
Exactly. I respect everyone's privacy, and when it comes to man-woman relationship, I'm chief of staff, nothing more.
So you're asking me to keep my mouth shut and don't speculate, huh?
Precisely. Have I mentioned lately what a receptive wife you happen to be?
No, not lately.
Then let me apologize.
buddy.
Nurse Bless on the 5th floor.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Is this strictly a social cup of coffee, or do you have an ulterior motive?
Well, you ought to know about us private investigators by now. We have an ulterior motive for everything.
Sounds provocative.
Actually, there's a couple of things that I'd like to talk to you about. I spent some time with Cliff Stoddard earlier today.
Somehow, I could never imagine that man having a first name. Cops seem to have that effect on me.
That Cliff's an all right guy, and he's a pretty good cop. So, Bobbie, how's your Aunt Ruby doing?
She's fine.
Is she back at work yet?
No, not yet. Dr. Hardy gave her some time off. He always does that when somebody has some personal problems.
That's probably the best idea.
Yeah, well, he did the same thing for Jessie. You know, she's still pretty shaken up over whoever it was that broke into her apartment like that.
Mm-hmm, I can't imagine. Well, we're very lucky that your Aunt Ruby is going to get well.
Yeah, I was real scared there for a while.
So now I think it's time that you and I get down to a little serious talk and start leveling with one another.
What do you mean? Don't I always level with you, Joe?
No, as a matter of fact, usually you get into your fancy footwork and avoid answering my questions. I don't want either one of us playing games today, Bobbie.
Why? What are you talking about?
The police are not convinced that the shooting at Wyndham's department store was any random incidental burglary. I suppose you've heard about it.
Yeah, Diana and I were reading about it in the paper. Why? What do they think it was?
There's a tie-in with your brother.
How could there be?
I have some evidence right here that shows that your brother was in the store.
What?
The police found a suit of men's clothing in the trash at Wyndhams. See if you recognize that.
This looks like Luke's vest.
That's exactly what it is, Bobbie.
Here we are. As you see, it's nice and light and airy.
Oh, yes, this is a lovely room.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, and this is really a nice spread, too.
My wife made that herself, by hand. You don't see much work like that nowadays.
No, you certainly don't. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, look at that bed. Isn't that bed nice, huh?
Lloyd, don't do that.
Oh, come on, honey. We're just checking out, see if it's comfortable.
I know, but not in front of other people.
Oh, don't be shy, honey. Remember, we're married, too.
You have been so nice to us that I would like to tell you the whole story.
What? What story?
No, Lucy. It's okay. You see, folks, the truth is that Lucy's only 18, and my parents didn't approve of our getting married because they thought that she was too young. But we really love each other. And we are determined to make this thing work, even though we're flat broke.
Oh, good for you.
So we're going to make it work. And I will be able to support her. I just need a job. Now, I hear that there's a place called, I believe it's Mom and Pop Calhoun's Diner in town. And I heard that they had a couple of openings for a short order cook and a waitress. So I figured we'd go there and maybe try to get that job.
Why, I know old Pop Calhoun. He's a pretty good sport. Didn't know he was looking for any help, though.
Yeah, well, that's what we heard.
Yeah. Would you mind if we need character references if we use your names?
Oh, of course, Lloyd. We'd be pleased.
We'll do better than that. I'll call old Pop Calhoun myself and make sure you get the jobs.
Oh, no, sir. I don't want to put you out.
Listen, when the day comes that we can't help two young folks who are as much in love as you two, well, that's a day I never want to see.
That's the truth. Now, we'll leave you two alone to get settled, and when you're ready, you just come on down.
Oh, thank you for everything.
Oh, that's all right, honey. It's our pleasure. I'll put fresh towels for you in the bathroom.
You've both been really swell.
Thank you.
Oh, my back. Oh.
Why did you do that?
What?
Why did those nice people? I mean, you told them that we were married. I mean, obviously, they're going to expect us to sleep in the same bed.
Well, isn't that what newlyweds usually do?
Very funny. You've gotten us into a big mess, and I don't see how we're going to get out of it.
Will you chill out? Come on now. Don't knock it. This is the best place we've had to stay in a long time. Come on.
I'm not. I'm not knocking. It's a nice bed.
Well, what's wrong with you? You're neurotic.
I'm apprehensive. Boy, you smell. I mean, that just... Ugh.
Well, that's the only thing you have to worry about from me is that I stink. And I'll clean up later if you don't mind. But this is the best bed that we've had to sleep in since we left the department store. Just don't knock it, girl. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
I'm not. I mean, I said, it's a nice bed.
Fine. That's just fine. Now, I want you to remember something. Your name is Lucy Johnson. Lucy Johnson. I don't want to have to yell at you every time to get your attention.
Well, can you blame me for that? I mean, you just spring things on me and you don't give me any warning.
Sweetheart, I expect you to be a little quicker on the uptake.
Well, I'm not. I'm sorry. I mean, Lucy Johnson,
It's a very pretty name, I think.
you would. Lloyd. This really is a nice room.
Yeah. You know, as this honeymoon goes on and on, I think the marriage gets better and better.
Come in.
There was a message that you want to see me, Steve.
Oh, yes, Monica. Please sit down for a moment. I haven't had much chance to talk to you lately.
Well, the schedule's been rather hectic.
Yeah. I know you and Rick have been very busy. I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate your professional attitude about attending Alan's fundraising party.
Well, I know how important it is to the hospital.
Yes, it certainly is. We have to raise at least $20 million if we're ever going to get that teaching wing built, and that's quite a sum these days.
No.
Then there's Rick's clinic on the waterfront. Your father-in-law's helping out with that, too, but we still have a lot of supplies to buy and a lot of equipment, and then there's the financing of young interns to consider.
Well, I thought Edward had guaranteed all of that.
Oh, that's just to pick up the bills at the beginning. We still have to pick them up when it's operational.
Of course.
Frankly, I was very pleased that Rick's coming to the party. We want all of our people to be on hand for this one.
I'm sure they will be, Steve. After all, they were asked to come. Kind of like command performance, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I really don't like to think of it in those terms. We're not twisting anyone's arm, just strongly recommending. Now, if we may take a moment to talk personally. How are things with you?
Personally, they're fine.
I'm glad to hear that. I know the past few months have been very difficult for you, but you've been doing splendid work, and I'm happy to see that nothing has affected you professionally.
Well, you taught me, Steve. You taught me to separate my mind from my heart. I wouldn't be a very good pupil if I didn't do that, would I?
I just want you to know that I hope everything turns out the way you want it to. The way that's best for all concerned.
It will, won't it? I mean, eventually, it will all work out.
Not always, I'm sorry to say. I can't stop thinking about Frank Smith's wedding party for his daughter and how that tragedy has affected all our lives. It still seems to go on affecting them, too.
Dr. Thompson to ICU stat. Dr. Thompson to ICU stat.
Here, maybe this will help.
Oh, Joe, it's like holding part of him in my hands, you know?
Very sorry, Bobbie. I didn't bring this down here just to upset you.
No, I mean, it's okay. I mean, at least I know he's alive somewhere, and he was somewhere, and he was in this town. I don't understand. I don't understand why he didn't get in touch with me.
He's on the run, Bobbie, and he's scared. At least that's the way I've got it figured. Look, I'm sorry. I need this back. It's still classified as police evidence.
Of course.
I want you to keep absolutely quiet about this, Bobbie. and about everything I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
They also found a dress in the trash, which the police feel may belong to Laura. And they're checking that out now. We both started, and I feel that the Webbers should not be told until we're absolutely sure.
Hey, wait a minute. They're not trying to pin the shooting thing on
No,
Luke, are
just
they?
calm down. Of course not. We're not trying to do that at all. This was obviously a professional hit. A silencer was used, and those bullets were pretty obviously meant for Luke and Laura. I feel that there's a contract out on both of them right now. And what's more, Bobbie, I think you know all about it. What is it gonna take? You've got to tell me all you know about Smith and about the organization, about all of this. And don't try to kid yourself for 1 minute that by being quiet about this, you're protecting anybody, because you are not. Even as we speak, right now, there is a hitman out after your brother, after his life. Now, that's the way I've got it figured. Am I right?
I'm doing serious business here. It's your idea. Just stay out of the way.
Yeah, just tie it up to right this
Tie it
middle
up to
part
here.
right there.
Fine. Oh, boy. You're absolutely sure you saw this in a movie, right?
Yep. And it's a darn good idea.
Yeah, darn good idea. I wish you'd stop going to the movies, girl. You've seen more movies than anybody I ever heard of. So there you got it. It's a great idea, unless the Whittakers come in here and think one of us is trying to hang ourselves.
Don't be ridiculous. We're not going to leave it up during the day.
Okay, fine. Oh. All right, now what?
Well, now we just throw a blanket over it, and at night, we both have privacy. It was Clark Gable and somebody else. I don't know. But it did win an Academy Award.
No kidding. That's terrific. Academy Award.
Yeah. She was a madcap heiress, and he was a reporter, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am no reporter, and you're hardly my idea of a madcap heiress. But I'll tell you one thing. If the...
You didn't have much choice, did you?
I always have a choice. Always. Oh, baby, this is not going to last forever. It isn't. The whole game's going to be over as soon as we decode the book, find out who the left-handed boy is. Then we go back. And then you have a lot of decisions to make, you know that. We won't be playing a game anymore. We won't be Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. But I want us to be Mr. and Mrs. Luke Spencer. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just promise me you'll think about it, all right? I can put up these walls of Jericho because I'm going to tear them down. And when I do, you're going to be my wife. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to get. Think about it.